Just had to make this video. I was listening to the Ariel Helwanii podcast this morning, and it's about his episode of Monday. And I just had to make this I just had to make this video because I love Ariel Helwanii. I don't love him, but I really rate his show. I listen to his show. It's very informative. He seems like a really nice guy. He seems like a down-to-earth guy. But bro, he needs to let Dana White breathe. He will not let Dana White breathe. And I feel like his show should be named the I Hate Dana White show at this point, because he clearly does. And any angle, any way he can shit on Dana White and the UFC, he's doing it. Fighter Pay, Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou, he's still banging on about Francis Ngannou and how Francis Ngannou went off and did amazing things. He was on your podcast and he made you look silly. Listening to his podcast today and it's like 40 minutes of, oh, Dana said that he wasn't in negotiations with John Jones, but I promise you he lied to us. One, yeah, Dana lies to us. We know this by now. You should know this. You've been at this sport. You've been in this sport from the beginning. You should know this more than anyone. Dana White lies. But I'm not the biggest Dana White fan either. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Okay? Dana White, when it comes to him, doing his thing, he has slacked in the last few years, in my opinion. But it's like you're like, oh, he said he was gonna wear orange socks to the press conference and he wore green socks. That's all I ever hear from you now. And it is infuriating, to be honest, because I get that the UFC done you dirty. They cut you out the loop. You're not allowed to show up to their shows. You're not allowed to interview anyone. You're not really allowed to cover the internal side of the sport. Like, you're more of an external person, if that makes sense. You come off as a bitter ex-girlfriend who's so upset about it all. And I get what you're kind of doing. And I do get you got a bit of a beef with Dana. But at the end of the day, man, it is infuriating. I've probably said that about 4 or 5 times already, but it is infuriating because it's like, not even infuriating, to be fair. And I've said it 4 or 5 times, and it's not even infuriating. It's like, oh, really? Like, they should have just given John Jones 30 million. No, they shouldn't have. One, John Jones is not worth 30 million. Maybe he is, but what I'm trying to say is, like, he's not going to be put on some mad show, some crazy knockout. He is literally... If they did the Jones versus Alex Pereira matchup, we would have literally got a wrestler versus a striker, because Alex Pereira is going to turn John Jones into a grappler, and it's probably going to be like Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway, which everyone this last week is complaining about, or last week or two, or whenever I post this video, is complaining about how it was lackluster, how it was boring. Now you've got Cyril Gunn versus Alex Pereira. You've got a striking matchup. I don't know why I said it like that, but you have a striking, stand up on the feet matchup, and this is what everybody wants, no? But everyone's upset. It's like you just can't please MMA fans, no matter how you spin it. Like, it just can't be done. Like, I don't feel sorry for Dana, but it's like, if he put 7 title fights on this White House card, Ariel Helwanii would have been going, well, they mucked it up for the whole year. Like now we're not going to get any cards, like any good cards, because all the champions have fought on one card. And then if you had spaced them like he has, like there's only 2 title fights with a fake kind of title fight on there. Oh, wow. Like, you just can't win against MMA fans. That's how I kind of feel. Like, MMA fans, you can't please them. They will always be upset and they'll always be ungrateful. To hear you going on and on and on about he should have done this and he should have done that, you need to give it a break, mate. Like, and I just feel like I have to get this off my chest. I know Ariel Helwanii won't even see this, or anyone for that matter, but I just have to get it off my chest, because it's like you're just flogging a dead horse, or whatever they say, beating a dead horse. I can't remember, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you're just going down this. Everything you talk about links back to why Dana's a bad person or a bad promoter, and it is just like, come on, man. He shouldn't have got Ronda Rousey, yeah? Oh, you should pay Ronda Rousey, whatever. No. Isn't she like 0-2 in her last 2 fights, 2 knockouts, look terrible? And clearly he shouldn't have done it, because she's out here doing exactly what you're doing, chatting shit about Dana White. Does it really matter if he was in talks with Jones, if he was talks with Islam, if he was talks in whoever? It doesn't matter who he was in talks with at the end of the day. This is the card. It's a banger card. It is do you know what I'm saying? I'm listening to it thinking, like, bro, you sound so bitter, bro. Who cares who he was in talks with, who he wasn't in talks with, yeah? he shouldn't pay John Jones anything. John Jones isn't a company man, is he? Let's be honest. John Jones does whatever John Jones wants to do. And he played Tom and Dana White. He played them, okay? He could have got his 30 million, and he probably could have got paid 40 million for this fighting Alex Pereira. But he mucked him about. And now Dana's like, no, why would you negotiate? Why would you go straight to a high figure again? I wouldn't. I'd be like, no, mate, you come groveling back to me. I'll pay you what I think you're worth. You mucked me about. He made him look stupid. Yeah, John Jones made Dana White look stupid because Dana White was saying, oh, the fight's done. Like, it's pretty much done. Like, this, like, Jones is definitely going to fight. Of course, Jones is going to fight. He's not scared. He's not going to duck him. And then he ducked him. And he made Dana look stupid. So no, he shouldn't come. He shouldn't. If he wants to fight at the White House fight, at the White House card, he should fight for free. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he mucked up everything last year or the year before. Yeah, last year, I'm pretty sure. And you know, just because he's John Jones, which he's not a massive, like, wow, when can you think of a John Jones fight was like, wow, that was incredible. The spinning back hit that he got Stipe with, like, it's nothing, bro. Like, it wasn't, and I don't go back and watch that fight and think, wow, this was such a good fight. It was rubbish up until that point. And even that was mediocre. Like, it wasn't like some crazy knockout. So Ronda Rousey and Jones don't need to be on the White House card, in my opinion. Like, I don't know why all these old MMA heads hold on to, like, Ronda Rousey. Like, she wasn't even that entertaining. Obviously, it's a personal preference thing, but in my opinion, she wasn't even that entertaining anyway. Like, and I don't think Jones is a particularly entertaining fighter. He is in a way because he's so good, and the way he does stuff is like, whoa, complete dominance. But he's not like Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, or like some crazy fighter that you just have to have on the card. And like I said, I'm going to make a whole video on the White House card. And could there have been improvements? Definitely, there could have been. But at the end of the day, they've selected who they've selected. It is a banger card. If it wasn't the White House card and they didn't hype it up as much, people wouldn't be, what's the word? People would not be banging on about Dana should have done this and Dana should have done that and he said this but he really meant this, and it's like, okay, yeah, cool. He's a sleazy promoter. He's in the fight game. He's Dana White. Please stop banging on about Dana White and how he said this and done this. He's been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years. So it's not a shock to us. You don't have to always throw him in the dirt. We know who Dana White is, innit? We know who Dana White is. Yeah, you can call him out on stuff. You can do whatever you want. I'm not like saying like these are the rules, mate. But it's just, this is my opinion as a fan of the Ariel Helwanii show, as an advocate listener of the Ariel Helwanii show. You know, you just seem salty, and I hate to see it because I know you're a good guy. You seem like a good guy. I don't know you at all, but you seem like a really sound, like down to earth guy. But bro, please, like, leave like 40 minutes about banging on Dana should have said this and he done that and he said this and he done that. We know, bro. These are fighter promoters. Like they will say whatever you want to hear just to get through the interview. I think I'll leave it there. I think I got my message across. I didn't come into this with any notes or anything like that. I just kind of spilled it all off. As well, like, you're talking about Eddie Hearn, like, he's some good guy. He's come to save Aspinall out of the goodness of his heart. No, he hasn't, bro. He's seen pound signs and he's jumped on it. Has Tom Aspinall been treated badly through this whole Cyril Gane thing? Yeah, I do think he's been treated badly by the UFC. But Eddie Hearn isn't some just nice guy off the street trying to help him. He's seen an opportunity to capitalise on making money, and that's exactly what he's doing. Oh, well, Dana said this, but he actually was doing this, and I've got proof of this. He was talking to Jones's team. Who cares? Jones isn't on the card, bro. Get over it. I'm glad Jones isn't on the card because, one, he shouldn't get a spotlight like that after what he did to Tom Aspinall and Dana White. He shouldn't get a spotlight like that. And two, who wants to see Jones versus Alex Pereira? I know everyone on your show, all the team members, and a lot of other people online want to see that. I don't. I think Jones goes out there, double legs him, subs him. I think it's similar to the Cyril Gane fight, if I'm honest. Maybe even easier because Alex Pereira is probably built like a lot smaller than Gane. I haven't really seen him side to side, so casual take, I can't lie. But still, it's like Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira, for us casuals who like the stand up, it's a lot better, mate. It's a lot better fight, in my opinion. I think Jones dominates Alex Pereira any way he wants in the grappling, and he'll probably sub him within a round. I just can't see Alex Pereira, unless he catches him coming in, which he could. You know what I mean? It's fighting at the end of the day. I don't see it happening, no. Ariel Helwanii, please, just get off Dana's arse a little bit. We know who he is. We know he's not exactly a nice guy. We know he lies. It's nothing new, okay? But he does what he does. And that's all I have to say.